All right, on this episode of the LPDS, we get into Major League Baseball. Baseball is back. I went to the game. I'll talk about which game I went to on opening day. We'll talk about current events that are going on in the world. Really more like the LPDS world, I guess. I don't know. And we got another interesting Cage fact. More like a Cage conspiracy almost at this point. So all that, anyway, all that is coming up right now. All right, Jabronis, we're back. Welcome back to Libretti Podcast Diary Show. I'm your host, Libretti, the show that talks about nothing but finds the lessons in everything. We try to have a good time doing it. Hope everybody had a good week. I sure did. I'd like to hear about your weeks, and you can do that by calling into the hotline, 202-670-1114. I know people are listening to this. I know at least 14 to 25 people are tuning into this. Call the hotline. Let me know what you think. Ask a question. Tell me how your week's going. Whatever else you want to do. Call it up. 202-670-1114. Anyway, my week was hectic. My week was actually hectic in not a bad way at all, really. It's just a lot going on. It's Easter week. So happy Easter to everybody who celebrates Easter and tunes into this show. I'll talk a little bit more about Easter and the Junction, but the week leading up to Easter was busy. A lot of work going on. We'll also talk about this in the Junction, but I also took a day off to go hang out with family at a Yankee game. So that took time away from work. And then I spent the weekend, Sunday at least, Easter's with some family. Now I'm recording this ahead of schedule. Oh, hello. Ahead of schedule. That's better. So as it stands right now, I have not had Easter's yet. But when this posts, Easter's will be had. He will be risen. So I can predict the future. It's going to be it was a good time. A lot of good food. Shared a few laughs. Drove back home. Hung out with Randy. Did sticks. Hopefully with Creature. That's probably what happened on my Easter. So good times were had by all. What else we got going on? I hurt my neck. I have a bum neck. Okay? It's not bum in the sense that like, woe is me, I need surgeries, and there was this tragic thing that happened in war, whatever. No, I got into a car accident years ago, well before the LPDS. I might have talked about this recently. I don't know what I talk about anymore. But I got into a car accident a long time ago, and I got a little, like a tweak in my neck. And I told the doctors, the med clinic, like, it's not bad, but I'm showing up now because I don't know how this stuff works. I don't know necks. I don't know accidents. I don't know anything like that. So I'm coming to you now. So if in case it gets worse, it's on record that this is how it happened. So, and then it got worse. Okay. We're talking, upwards of almost 10 years later, and now it's starting to affect everything that goes on in my stupid, stinking life. And I'm sure a lot of that comes with age, but also this doesn't help much at all. So if I'm sleeping wrong or I stretch too aggressively, with arms out or back or whatever, or up. I said back, but I put my arms up. I meant up. I don't know why I said back. Anyway, I'll tweak the neck. There'll be, I don't know if it's like a pinched nerve back there or what goes on with my neck and upper back, but it happens to both sides randomly. And then when it happens, I can't turn my head either, whatever way of the ailment that week. And it usually lasts about a week. And it's super annoying, and it limits me. And it's from such nothing activities. It's from stretching. So I'm going to the doctor to let them know it's getting worse, folks. I need help. I need help for a lot of things, physical and mental. But I'll go get it checked out and see if there's some sort of stuff they can do without surgery. I don't need surgery. I'm not doing anything with my life anymore as far as athleticism goes. I don't need to be a peak athletic performance or condition for war or for sports or for anything like that. I just need to be able to continue working out every day to keep this bod at 10 and to be able to defend myself from, predators and protect my future family from predators. And that's it. Be able to throw the ball with my future family if I have one. That's it. That's all I need. Be functional and mobile. So as long as I'm not going to be put in a wheelchair unless I get surgery, I don't need surgery. We're not doing that. Give me a medical grade massage gun or some acupuncture or some shiatsu or whatever and call it a day. All right? We don't need to waste our time here, folks. And I'm talking to the docs because I'm sure they listen to this. So that's what I got going on in my life right now. But the neck got better. It actually got better pretty quickly this time. And I think it has a lot to do with this new pillow I've gotten recently that contours better to my head and neck. And it is also not flimsy. And it's also not too thick, so I'm not cricking my neck or whatever. So it was specially made for, bad necks, tough neck stuff. So that's been helping. A lot of heat and massage. I found the little knot on my back that's affecting things even more so, and I was able to hammer that against the wall with a baseball or a lacrosse ball or whatever, a hard ball, so I can roll it around and break up that knot. That helped. The sauna and the heat has helped, and good rest and recovery has helped too. So that's as exciting as it gets here, folks. Okay? When you're in the throes of war, we're in the trenches, okay? And we got to deal with trench style situations. So that's what I got going on. Now, we're going to talk more about opening day in the Junction, but the Mets decided to be the Mets a little bit in their opening day. This is a tough situation, okay? I'm just going to caveat that right now. This is a tough situation for the Mets to be in. It just was very funny that it happened to be the Mets to do this. But part of their opening day, they were honoring veterans, okay? The game I went to did it. Pretty much every game, I think, did it. And the veteran they picked was a World War II era veteran, served from like 1945 to 47 or 49 or something like that. So it was like end of war, really right, post World War II time frame. And he did a whole lot with his life after. Back home in the States, he fought for civil liberties. Civil rights, and a bunch of other stuff. He's just a quality individual, okay? 90-something years old. His name was, and this is not a joke, okay? This is not a joke. And again, some of you have probably seen this already because some of you are Mets fans. Some of you are also on social media and see these clips. So I saw this clip and I saw part of that part of the game or whatever on a replay, and I want to talk about it. His name was Seymour Wiener. Seymour, Seymour. So the real name Seymour Wiener. And call me 12 years old But that shit was still funny to me. Okay, I know the guy was, a veteran. Thank you for your service. I know the guy is older. I know he's been through it. I got it. But he lived his entire life with the name Seymour Wiener. Okay? And if you don't get it, if you're not picking up what Seymour's putting down, I can't help you. I can help you, but I won't help you. I just can't do it. Sorry. Go look it up. Go look up old Simpsons prank calls. Go look up anything on Napster by the Jerky Boys with the prank calls and the fake names. Okay? This is right out of one of those. And it couldn't have happened to a funnier team right now, the New York Metropolitans, who can't get out of their own way the past couple years, and now they're honoring Seymour Wieners. So, congratulations to Seymour and the Mets. It's tough. It's tough. Poor guy. Anyway, I have a question for you folks, and I should have popped this up and made like a poll or something like that. But maybe we could talk about it again next week. I don't know. Nobody ever interacts when I ask these questions, so I'm talking to myself. Whoever has the Ring doorbell app or maybe the Nest doorbell or some other doorbell that you can connect, you have the option to connect to the community on their app on your phone. And then you get the community message board and you can comment and they can comment. And it's supposed to be like a virtual like neighborhood for you to come together and share stuff. Well, I have it. And I'm going to make a lot of older people angry right now. And that's okay because I'm going to get there, I'm sure. And this is not an indictment on older folks, not like their abilities or anything like that. It's more of you have a lot of time on your hands kind of situation. That's the pushback I got right now. That's the argument going on with the old people in neighborhoods who have the ability to get on a Ring app or a Nextdoor app or whatever other company has a neighborhood app that you can get on and write in a forum and make comments and stuff. Because I get notifications from my app. I have to get at least 50 to 60 a day. 50 to 60 notifications a day of comments from people who clearly don't work, got to be retired, and all I get are messages about non-issue issues in the neighborhood. And I know I've bitched about this before, but I have to reiterate it because if I got new listeners since the last time I talked about this, welcome to the party. Tell your grandparents and parents to stop doing this. Okay? I don't care that my neighbor 3 doors down has dandelions growing through the cracks of his sidewalk and it's against HOA policy and someone really ought to do something about it. Hey, Gladys, get off your old ass and do something about it if you have a problem. Okay? Otherwise, shut your trap and stop being a tattletale yenta. Or I get the missing dogs. Either somebody lost their dog or someone says, hey, I found a dog. Whose is it? Sometimes it's a cat. More often than not, it's a dog. And I am positive I've talked about that. Now I'm thinking back now because I'm angry about it and I'm starting to, the wheels are starting to spin. And I'm sure I know I've talked about this recently because it's still a problem. And I can't get over it. And I'm small-minded and weak, mentally weak for not being able to get over it. But if you can't keep your tiny little rat shit dog in your property, the thing is 6 pounds. Okay? if you're not capable of keeping it in your house on your property, it's overpowering you or outsmarting you, you shouldn't have that pet. Okay? 20 missing dogs every day I get in the neighborhood. And a lot of the times it's the repeat offenders. And I have a couple of theories why. And one of them is because these damn dogs are escaping their prisons. They're sitting there with these old bags who do nothing but probably either over-pet them and over-love them or completely neglect them because they're sitting on their phones tattletaling on the neighborhood for whose grass is going over the curb or who left their garbage cans out too late in the week. And these dogs have had enough. These little mutant Chihuahua, Shih Tzu combination, wiener dog combos have had enough, and they want out. And they're digging underneath the fences, they're climbing, they're going out windows, and they're running right into oncoming interstate traffic to put themselves out of their misery because they can't stand it anymore. They can't stand how these people have nothing else to do but to haunt these poor animals and terrorize the neighborhood with their tattletalery. Stop it, okay? Stop it. Join a book club. Go for a walk. Watch Maury reruns. Cook for your wife or husband. Go bother your grandkids. Go do something. Get off your phones, old people, and stop tattletaling on the neighborhood for stupid crap. And sell your dogs. They don't want to be with you anymore. It's very obvious you're doing something wrong with them that they keep trying to escape at a feverish pace. Sell your dogs. Turn your phones off. Get rid of the app altogether. Okay? Also, it's raining outside. It's thunder. Okay? It's not gunshots every goddamn night. All right? It's not. We don't live in Afghanistan. We're not in the middle of Gaza. This is not World War II Normandy Beach. There are not gunshots every night in our retirement village HOA neighborhood. I'm sorry. Get a grip. Anyway, let's just get to the good stuff. We'll step into the cage.
Okay, let's run.
All right. Today's Into the Cage segment is proudly sponsored by the MLB Drama Bombers. It's baseball season, folks, and there's nothing better during this time of year than to watch Major League Baseball Instagram videos. But with 30 teams that play 162 games each throughout the span of 6 months, sometimes there's just not enough soap opera drama that has nothing to do with the sport at all. Well, with the MLB Drama Bombers, you don't have to worry about stale videos anymore. The Drama Bombers are experts in taking very normal, very trivial events in the baseball world and turning them into stories that rival the heroics of the 9/11 first responders. They even force coaches and management to stage situations with players that already occurred just to get it on film and to get social media on the scene ASAP. Videos so cringy and fake, they'll make you wish you were Mr. Myrtle from The Sandlot. So to watch fake baseball drama today, just head on over to the MLB Instagram page, and if you use the hashtag #ManfredSucks, you'll get a 29% increase in your MLB videos right to your feed. I'm in a bitchy mood right now. I'll tell you why later. It doesn't make sense. It's my fault. But it didn't help that I'm trying to watch MLB highlights from opening day for the games I didn't catch. And instead I'm watching videos of coaches and managers, GMs sitting in an office faking a scenario with a player they already had to try to create, like, to try to drum up drama and happiness and sadness and whatever. And it's like, it's so obviously a bit or a stage, or it already happened and you're making them reenact it because you didn't have a camera in there at the first place. Stop it. Just cut it out. They're so tone deaf. That's not what we want. Okay? We want steroids back. We want sliding with your cleats up back. We want running into the catcher back. We want Angel Hernandez out of there. Get him out of the umpire's uniform. Bring back the shift. Force hitters to actually hit and stop striking out 150 times a year. Stop pushing some political agenda for every video game you put out there. Just stop the crap and bring back baseball, please. Okay? The reason why Josh Donaldson sucked for the Yankees is because he couldn't be Josh Donaldson. He couldn't take steroids. He couldn't fight bitches. He couldn't do anything. Bring it back. Anyway, Cage fact. I need some good news here. The Cage fact. We recently talked about interviews that Nic Cage did where he all but confirmed no more rumblings of a National Treasure 3. And he said, really what he said was, they asked him, like, hey, any updates on National Treasure 3? Like, when does it happen? Is it happening? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I don't know. Ask Disney. He's like, it's been 17 years since the second one came out. So if they didn't come out by now, if they didn't get their shit together by now, it's probably not happening. But then recently, Jerry Bruckheimer, the producer of the National Treasure franchise, came out and said, hold on a sec there, Skip. We're not done yet. We're not dead yet. They've been working on a script for years. They want to make sure it's just right and it's not, lame and stupid and just trying to bring in money at the box office just because it says National Treasure 3 on it. It's got Nic Cage in it. They actually want it to be good, and I hope that's the case. I hope that's why it's taken so long. But he said, yeah, if we could get this script complete, we'll be ready to rock and roll. We'll give it to Nick, and hopefully he says yes to it, and he likes it, and hopefully the other folks like it too, and we can make moves. So now we're back on. Now, this has been a roller coaster on and off with the National Treasure 3. And I've said from the beginning, I'm skeptical, and we'll believe it when we see it. And I know you guys feel the same way, and we'll believe it when we see it. But it's nice to know that these bigwigs are actually coming out, and it's not just Reddit rumors or something from regular schmoes like you and me. So we'll keep you updated on that. And that's the Cage fact. We're moving on over to the Junction. Spin the logo up. I went to opening day this year. This is the first time I ever went to an opening day game for Major League Baseball. It wasn't at Yankee Stadium because the Yankees were playing the Astros, so it was at Houston. But my buddy the Creature and I saved up our shekels, and we got seats behind home plate. Not first row behind home plate. Those were already sold out, unfortunately. But we got second section behind home plate. So just a couple rows before the Beautiful People's Club, where they serve you grapes and wine, and you're good looking. But we were right there, very close. It was awesome, and it makes you want to be rich, so that you can go and spend the money on that, so you can go watch again, and you could tell all the people around, they all knew each other. They're all probably season ticket holders, or they're all, rich people. They flock together, especially down here. All the oil money and the tycoons down here, they were all pals in this section. They've all seen each other before, and we stuck out like sore thumbs. There was an older fella behind me, and he right away was like, "Oh, you're not from around here, are you?" He didn't say it like that, but he's like, oh, you guys, you're Yankee fans? Like, yeah, obviously we're not season ticket holders because you've never seen us before, and we're not 75 years old like you and the rest of the people around us. But they were very nice and welcoming. We made some friends. The game, though, I don't how do I talk about the game? The Yankees won the game, okay? The Yankees won the game on Thursday of opening day. They won the game. It was great. The Yankees were not good, okay? And it speaks to what we've been saying for the past several years now and what we said recently in the offseason when they made virtually no big moves, significant moves besides Juan Soto. No moves, no other moves. They needed to make more than one big move, and they didn't. They crapped the bed in that regard. And they created a team that demands and requires that nobody get injured, because as soon as one person gets injured, the entire house of cards topples. And we saw it on game one, the first game of the season, because their number one pitcher, Garrett Cole, got hurt and he didn't pitch. He didn't start the game. He got hurt early before in the preseason. So he was out. DJ LeMahieu out. Still's got another foot injury. I don't know what the hell is going on with that guy's foot, but it's still injured. He was out. Oswald Peraza, out. The guy who should be shortstop over Volpe, out. They never got a true third baseman either. When Donaldson stunk it up and left, and now LeMahieu, who's also not a true third baseman, he's hurt, and they let Isaiah Kiner-Falefa go, so he's gone. So they put Oswaldo Cabrera at third base, who's not a third baseman. He is every other position, basically. But he did okay. I don't remember him getting any plays there, any ground balls or anything like that. But they're playing down already, game one. And it showed in full force because they went down 4-0 pretty damn quickly. Not to mention the fact that they hit into like 3 double plays, 2 of which were with the bases loaded. And it was predicted. Me and Creature were sitting next to each other, and it was like, and I think one of us said before it even happened, like, hey, after this double play, you want to go to the snack tables and get snackies, whatever they're called, concession stand. That's it, snack tables, idiot. And then you got certain guys on the team like Gleyber Torres, all the talent in the world, but he plays like he doesn't care. I don't know if he's trying to act like it's easy for him, so he looks cool and smooth. I don't know what it is, but he looks like he doesn't even want to be up at the plate. The way he swings is like it's an inconvenience for him, like he wants no part of it. And he puts these lazy reach over the plate swings. It's so predictable. He's either going to strike out swinging at off-speed pitches in the dirt, or he's going to roll over Randy to the shortstop or third base every single time. And 20 times a year out of 500 at-bats, he hits a home run and he thinks he's Babe Ruth. And that's Gleyber Torres. And he's got all the talent to be really great. I think he's a really good player, but he's stinking it up. And it's really his attitude. At least the rest of the guys out there had a good attitude. I saw Verdugo getting in the mix. He's a new guy from Boston. He was playing balls. He was talking trash after he made some good plays to fire up things, to get the team going. Juan Soto was fist pumping and getting after it. He made a game-saving throw from right field, excuse me. The attitude's good. The attitude is surprisingly good with some of these guys. There's not a lot of give up in most of the guys. Unfortunately, there's only about 3 really good players on the team, and there's still a couple of obvious cancers that they did nothing about. They should have traded Glaber last year when he was still good and still marketable, because he's not going to get better. If he maintains this attitude, he's not going to get better. His numbers will go down. You just can't be that good when you have an attitude that poor. That fraudulent attitude of like, he just doesn't seem to care that he's out there. He's not quite as bad as Anthony Rendon. Is he with the Angels now? Nationals? I don't know who he's with now. But that guy doesn't, he even said it. I'm only playing baseball because it pays me a lot of money. I don't want to play otherwise. At least he's out there about it. So they got to do something about that. And really what happened was the Astros lost the game. The Yankees didn't win it because the Astros gave it up with walks. There was only like 3 hits that were, you could call them clutch hits, that scored runs. Verdugo had a sac fly that scored a big run. Juan Soto hit an RBI single after they walked the bases loaded 15 times. And then Oswaldo Cabrera hit a home run, a game-tying solo home run. And it was funny because I love Oswaldo Cabrera, but he's very, very inconsistent. He can be really good at times, and he can be an absolute stinker at times. And I was talking to the creature right next to me, and I said, man, I really love Oswaldo Cabrera, but boy, too bad he stinks. And the next pitch, he hits this solo home run to tie the game. And when I tell you my tune changed fast, it changed fast. As soon as he hit it, we're jumping up and down, yelling, he's the best on the team. I told you all along. I never had doubt in my mind. It was very funny. I'm glad he shut me up and proved me wrong, because that's what I need. I need to be shut up sometimes. But it was a fun game overall. The Yankees pulled it off. I hate to talk so negatively after they won, and they beat the Astros, who were a good team. They didn't lose really anybody from last year, the Astros. They're still good. They're still better athletically than the Yankees are this year, or skill-wise and player-wise. They are. I'm sorry. But the 9th inning comes in, and the Yankees did obviously nothing to their relief pitching staff, and they didn't get a closer that's actually good, and we're still stuck with Clay Holmes, who wears the arm prints, which are just, he wears a sleeve on his arm and a sleeve on his other arm. He wears 2 sleeves and then a sleeveless shirt underneath. They're arm prints. They're like aprons for your arms. They're like arm condoms. Just wear a long sleeve shirt, dude. If you're wearing arm prints, you're a psychopath. There's something wrong with you. You should not be trusted at all on the mound with the game on the line. And they put this hick out there with arm prints. He looks like a serial killer, like a butcher, like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre's butcher with his little arm things on to protect from the blood splatter. He looks like a nut job. I don't know why he wears them. I'm sure he's a nice guy, and I don't want to judge him based off of that alone. I will judge him based off of that, plus the fact that he almost always shits the bed when we need him to not shit the bed. He'll get, if you want 10 or 11 saves in a row against no-name teams when they're up 2 runs and there's no pressure on the line, he'll get you those saves all day in the middle of the season. He'll get you those all day long. But as soon as there's even like an inkling or just a little bit of hope for the other team to win, or if somebody even sniffs the idea of saying out loud, we need this game, this is important, we need to shut this inning down and save this game. Anytime there's any sort of percentage of importance on the game, he can't be trusted. So yeah, I'm judging him on that. Why am I judging him on that? Why do I judge Glaber on his attitude? And I'm just a bum sitting behind a desk not playing baseball, it's because these guys get paid millions of dollars because they're the best. Supposedly, they're the best in the world at playing baseball, and they're worth millions of dollars per season to play. 6 months, millions of dollars every 6 months to play this game and be good at it. And they're not doing it. They're not doing their job. They're not doing what they're getting paid for. Brian Cashman might say they are, but he also said that he thought the team was good last year, and they were 3 games over 500, and they had a ticker tape parade for that. How embarrassing. So, yeah, I'm judging those guys that are being paid under the expectation that they're going to be that good, and then they're not that good, and they shit the bed. If you want someone to shit the bed, you can hire me for the league minimum. I'll save you millions of dollars, and I'll also shit the bed for you and do the same exact thing those bums are doing out there. I'll do it. I'll say it every season. I know I'm a broken record today, but I'll say it every season. You want bums, I'll be your bum. I'll be your bum all day long for a fraction of the cost. Just give me number 29 on the back of my uniform and the league minimum and a couple of pizzas in the hotel after a game. Not Papa John's. I'm tired of Papa John's. But I am low maintenance and I'm high reward. You want to get at least I'll be entertaining out there. You'll save money. You'll probably make more money on top of it because I will absolutely draw the crowd. I will put asses in seats. I'll suck. I'll be a bum, but I'll put asses in the seats. They're not going to boo me. They might boo me, but not because my attitude sucks or because I'm a bum that gets paid millions of dollars and I'm not performing. They'll just boo me because I stink. But they'll know this is a real one. If you're going to put bums out there, at least save some money when you're picking bums. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, Clay Holmes almost blew the game for them. Shocker. They're up 5-4 in the ninth, and the first 3 batters get on base, I think it was. Or maybe like the first 2, and he got an out, and then Juan Soto had to save the game with a laser beam throw from right field to get a guy running home on a base hit to right field. And the jury is still technically out on that. Not technically, but that was a close play at the plate. And if they called him safe and then they reviewed the play, they probably would have stuck with the call too, because that's how close it was. It was so close, and the camera angles did not show one way or another whether it was a guaranteed tag out or a guaranteed safe. So whatever they called on the field, the reviewers in the booth were not going to be able to reverse it. So luckily they called them out, and they couldn't reverse it. So that saved the game. And then finally somebody got a ground ball out. But the first 3 batters making you sweat them out. And, of course, it's the Astros, and they're good. So you have Altuve, Yordan Alvarez is batting, Kyle Tucker, all these powerhouses that kill the Yankees are all up at the plate in the 9th inning when the game on the line. And Arm Prince himself almost shits the bed again. But they didn't lose. I'm happy about that. I'm very happy about the attitude with a lot of these players, especially the new guys out there. Sad that Nestor did not have a good pitching outing. Nestor Cortez, sad about that because I love Nesty, but he'll bounce back. He'll be fine. But I was happy. Like, the attitude was great. I was very surprised, pleasantly surprised by the attitude from some of these guys. Some of them gave up after their first at bat. If they struck out, that was it. You knew for the rest of the game they were going to be bums. And some of them kept fighting. So I like that at least. But do I think they're going to be good this year? If nobody else gets injured for the rest of the year and Garrett Cole is back with the team, which I don't, I am pretty confident that he is going to need Tommy John surgery. And from my intel I've gotten from the creature who is the baseball mind here, Um, they're either going to do one of two things. With either they're going to do it now because it's inevitable, or they're going to try to throw him out there in a couple months on rehab starts, and he's going to aggravate it more. And then 4 months down the line, 3 months down the line, then they're going to be like, oh, cut him for the year and give him the surgery. When really they should just give him the surgery now so that he can rehab and maybe be back for playoff time if they make the playoffs, which I don't know if they're going to do. But nobody, so they need Garrett Cole, and they need nobody else on their starting lineup to get injured for the entire year, especially Judge, especially Soto, like those big wigs, those big guys. If one of those guys gets hurt, the house of cards is down. It's all over. And you saw it last year with the Yanks. When Judge got hurt, the Yanks stunk. They stunk. So that is not a roster set up for success to compete in the playoffs and go after a World Series. It's just not. Okay? And it doesn't matter what the GM says. Even if the team is winning and on a winning streak, that team is not set up for playoff success. It's just not. Okay? They don't have the pitching. They don't have the bullpen. They're trying to fake us out again. They're trying to pull the wool over our eyes to make us think they made moves and it's a whole new team and a new attitude, a new era, and this and that, and it's not. There's a couple guys on the team that they got that are new, and I hope they do well. I really want them to win and do well, but their GM did not set them up for success. I'm sorry. They didn't set up Aaron Boone for success at all. Nothing. But they won. The game was really fun. The thing that sucked about it is that it ruins live baseball. When you go and you sit near, even close to the Beautiful People's Club down behind home plate, it's a different world. It ruins it for the next times that you go, for any other time you go to a game, because now you're going to be sitting up in outer space trying to watch baseball live, and it's just not the same. So I don't know what we're going to do next time. We're just going to have to keep saving up our money or becoming friends with the old Richies out there. Maybe they'll hook us up with tickets or something. I don't know. But that certainly was a good game. And here's another good, crazy thing. Both games we've gone to, both the Yankee games we've gone to here in Houston since we've been here, the Yanks won, which is crazy because they're a severe underdog both times. So they're just getting W's out there, which is great. So I don't know. I'm torn whether I want to keep going to the game so that they keep winning every time they're in town, or stop going because the luck's going to run out. And I want to keep the streak going. I want to keep it. I want to end on a high note. I don't know. But it was great to see opening day baseball and the Yankees win against the Astros. It was fun. It was a good time. Now we got Easters. And as a lot of you know, historically in the Libretti household, Easter is one of the best food holidays for us. Man, I swear I'm having deja vu. I don't remember if I talked about this last episode a little bit or not, but I know I talk about it every Easter episode. Well, usually sometimes, Sticks is on with me, but not this time. But it's usually a great food holiday for us with the different foods that we make. Because it's not winter time. It's not Thanksgiving or Christmas. Usually that's turkey, heavier foods. It's cold, Here it's different. We're getting spare ribs, we're getting lamb, we're getting a bunch of other assorted goodies. So but I will not be in New Jersey for Easter. I will be in Texas again for Easter, going to some relatives in Austin. And we'll have a good time there. It's still going to be good food there. It's all Easter for our family as a whole, no matter where we are, is a good food holiday. We're going to have some food. We're going to share some laughs. It's going to be a good time. And by the time this episode's out, we'll it'll be too late. Like I'll be out and Easter will be done. But I hope by Easter Sunday, when this comes out, I'll be in a better mood. It's just a lot of things just set me off this week. A lot of stupid little things. Sometimes you get those weeks where just things pile on. Little hurdles that pile on. And you're getting through them. And I'm working through them all. They're not stopping me. But then there's always in that one thing that sort of is the straw that breaks the camel's back when it comes to like emotional outburst or whatever. And then you get into a bad mood about it. And then everything is negative for the rest of the week. And it's tough to break through that. And that's what I was dealing with this past week. There's a lot of little things that occur throughout the week at work, preparing for other stuff in the future, all these little stupid things that were creating extra hurdles, extra work, extra effort, extra this, extra that. And then over a stupid thing, that's where I snapped, over the stupid thing that wasn't even a thing. That's where I snapped, and I focused all my emotional feelings from the whole week onto that thing in an argument, and for no reason. And then you can ask, like, why are you so mad? I don't know. Why are you so emotionally invested in this? I didn't know. I know now. It's because I just channel all that stuff from all that emotions from the other crap onto that. I was just projecting onto that. And there was no reason for that, for the outbursts or the feelings or the opinions or anything. And that's what happened. And then since then, I've been in a bad mood about it because not only was I mad at myself for that, but I'm still mad at the other crap that's going on. I don't want to be bothered by geriatrics bitching about loud birds on the trees in their homes, or that they lost another dog, or that if someone slams their car door loudly, they think a bomb's going off. That shit just gets me angry. I'm just annoyed by it. And I know, turn your notifications off. If I turn my notifications off, for whatever reason, I'm screwing something up because when I turn them off, I don't hear when my doorbell rings. It's connected to the app, and it doesn't give me the same notification when the doorbell rings. And there's got to be a way to separate the two. I haven't figured it out yet, so I just leave them on. And I put my phone on vibrate and hope that it's not somebody at my door. And it's the boy who cried wolf situation. I get a 1,000 notifications that there's missing dogs and ugly flowers and plants in other people's yards. So I stop paying attention, and then the one time I need to pay attention, someone's at my door. So that shit was annoying me. I'm just tired of that crap. Seymour Wieners helped me out a little bit. That was funny enough. That helped me out. That got me back up a little bit. So that was good. But we all have these weeks. I'm sure. We're human beings. Okay? Everybody has these weeks or these bad times throughout their day and this and that. And we got to power through it. And it would be ideal if we know it's happening when it's happening, when the emotions are building and brewing, because then you can detach from your emotions right then and there, and you could prevent catastrophe, and you could prevent the rest of the week of being, in a negative mindset. But that's very difficult. And I got to work on that a lot, constantly. And so does everybody else, mind you. So does everybody else. And if you think you got it figured out, think again, folks. Okay? We'll never have it figured out to the point where we're perfect. I'm sorry. All we can do is continue to try to get better each and every day. And with that, I hope you guys had a good Easter. If you celebrate Easter, I hope you had a good Easter. And I hope if you were in a similar situation as me, you were able to shake it off, realize maybe the error of your ways if you did make any mistakes, and let your emotions get the best of you. And you were able to learn, grow, and improve and get better and move forward amicably. And that's all I got to say about that. But before we go, the big three, very quickly, 3 pillars of staying strong and being a better, happier, kinder, more positive, genuine, healthier human being and spreading that goodness throughout the land. Number 1, exercise every day. Whether it's a physical, mental, or emotional exercise, do one thing every day to improve your health and wellness and fitness physically, mentally, and emotionally. Number 2, the hardest one to do, don't be a shitty person, be a kind person. Know what your body does. Know how your body reacts when you're starting to feel negative towards something. Okay, and it could be a jab online. It could be someone just shit talking or somebody saying something you don't agree with. And know how you feel in that moment when you see that so that you know how to respond to that. Like, oh, I got goosebumps on my arm when I read this. That means I'm not liking it. So I know now I better step away from it before, I make mistakes. I say something stupid. I type something stupid. I contribute to the shittiness and negativity. Try to learn your body's responses to your emotions so you can pick up on those trigger warnings before you make mistakes. And I say it's the toughest to do because it's the toughest thing to do. That's why number 2 of the big 3 is tough. That's why I say it's tough, because it is legitimately the toughest thing to do in the moment when your emotions are running wild. You dig in and you want to be right and you want to justify why you're morally better. And that person deserves to, feel like shit to take these jabs or whatever. But at the end of the day, it doesn't help anybody. You're a little jabby, snarky political post on your Instagram story doesn't help anybody. Okay? And if it makes you feel good doing it, you got more problems. You got to go talk to somebody and figure out why that sort of negative behavior makes you feel good about yourself. All right? I'll tell you what actually makes you feel good. Getting out of that negative. Okay? Removing yourself, detaching from your emotions, removing yourself, and go doing something more positive and productive. Okay? You'll minimize the negativity and shit in the situation, and you'll give yourself the capacity and space to go be more positive and productive with your lives. Number 3, the most important one to me, be genuinely thankful and grateful for all the good things you have in your lives, because you never know when they're going to be gone or you're going to be gone. All right? And I'm not going to belabor that point very much further. Just take the time each and every day. Start out by thinking of one good thing in your life and think about what your life would be like without that, or without that person, and how shitty would it be. And that will put you in a state of gratitude. And if you make the conscious effort to do that every day, and you couple that with not being a shitty person, and you couple that with exercise of some sort every day, you do those 3 things each and every day a little bit. I promise you, you'll be a better, happier, kinder, healthier, more positive, genuine human being. You can spread that goodness to those around you and spread the wealth and positivity and goodness and whatever. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow and tell your friends and enemies and spread the good word, and hit that hotline, 202-670-1114. Give it a call. We're always open. Actually, it's a voicemail. I'm never answering that phone. It goes right to the voicemail so that you can put your question on there and I can play it here. If I pick up the phone, we can't get on this episode. You can't get on an episode. I'm not there yet with the live calls. Haven't figured that out yet. We're working through it. Don't worry. 202-670-1114. Call the hotline. Thank you guys again. I love you all. Stay strong.